morning.
Hello, Gori. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming and joining us at our inaugural Question of the Week series. We are now officially into the fall-winter festivity season, and our lovely Facebook friends have voted on our topic for this week, which is how to eat healthy at holiday meals.
Super important.
Yes, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It sets us up for success in the long run, right? If we know how to handle big meals and plenty of them.
I know it's such a struggle. Social gatherings, Halloween candy, you've got your bundt cakes for Christmas, the Girl Guide cookies are coming out. Yeah, it's tough.
It, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so this holiday season, like you said, starting with Canadian Thanksgiving in October, then Halloween, then American Thanksgiving. There's multicultural festivities like Diwali, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and a whole bunch that I'm not even naming, to celebrate the fall and winter and the Festival of Lights and all of that. So lots of festivities. And if you have a large extended family or a multicultural family, then you're probably going to be invited to several different festivities.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of them most likely involving food. We use food to celebrate life, to celebrate births and deaths. Even there's foods at funerals, all sorts of different kinds of parties, all involve food and drink. Right. So,
Of course.
let's talk about some strategies to maintain, to stay on track and to maintain our healthy eating habits. Yeah, and how not to overindulge or overeat at holiday parties, right? That's
Absolutely.
the main point of our talk today.
Really, really challenging. And as it gets colder, we all want to self-soothe and comfort ourselves. And for me personally, food is a big way. It's also a way to celebrate, to connect, to have family time, you know. And
Definitely.
this time of year, I'm craving for carbs, high sodium, high sugar, high fats.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. This time of year, definitely we want to be more comfortable, have comfort foods, definitely. Lots of sugar cravings, even just cravings for more calories in general to keep us warm. Yeah, absolutely. So let me start with some tough love. To set yourself up for success this holiday season, you're going to need self-discipline. This is just a fact. But to be successful, to set yourself up for success, you'll need to plan ahead. And that's the key, planning ahead, right? So now is a great time to do that because we're sort of like in between festivities, right? And one way to, obviously plan ahead, write stuff down, journal, think about what you need to do to stay healthy, what to eat, and maybe what to avoid. Right. Lots of alcohol, one thing to avoid. Lots of carbs and sugary treats. Write things down, right? And keep a journal for yourself. Another option, and not really an option, but a strategy, is to do a visualization exercise, right? Do a meditation and maybe write things down in advance so that you have them in your mind, and just do a visualization of what it would look like for you to attend a holiday meal and what you will eat and how much, and yeah, just do all these things to prepare yourself in advance, right? So you have a healthy mindset going into all the holiday parties that you're going to attend.
So if we get to a holiday party, for example, there's a Diwali function that I want to attend here out in Nanaimo, and it's a buffet style thing, and there's going to be performances and stuff. What if there aren't a lot of healthy options?
Bring your own. Bring your own. Yeah, that's one strategy, is to bring your own. It's hard when it's a buffet that, you've got all these different options for what to eat, but you can always bring your own.
Yeah.
especially when it's like a family function.
Mhm.
And one thing I meant to say earlier is that you don't have to attend all of them. You might get invitations to like 10 or 20 different functions, but you don't have to attend all of them. It's not an obligation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we feel pressured by our family or our colleagues or friends, but you can just let them know in advance. You know what? I'm on a health journey right now, and I need to limit the number of parties that I go to. I've chosen these 3 or 4,
Mhm.
that I want to attend the most, and the rest we can come by the next day for some gift exchange or tea, or we'll host you next year, or
Right.
we'll come to your event next year.
Yeah. So for
So
someone butterfly like myself, I wouldn't actually ever consider being selective, but I understand the value of that because being somebody who's very social, I also put a lot of emotional pressure on myself to
exactly.
be present and jovial and get along with everybody and have everybody like me, right? So I like the idea of being a little bit more selective with how much of myself I'm giving to everybody at this time of year, because that mental health piece is a big part of why I eat the way I eat.
Right.
So,
There's a huge emotional connection to food, right? And we have to really think about that,
yeah,
and think about what, especially with family members, if there's any emotional triggers
yeah,
around, food, if there's any sort of contentious issues between certain family members and yourself, maybe those issues need to be resolved.
yeah,
And if they can't be resolved, if you're at an impasse with certain family members, maybe those are the parties that you might want to avoid, right? Just for your own peace of mind and mental health,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, like I said, yeah, most important thing is to plan ahead,
I
right?
don't know if
And
you've noticed this, but at least in my circles, a lot of the pressure is not so much around food, but it is around the consumption of alcohol. Like people want to be in company of people who are having a drink with them, you
yeah,
know. So what I tend to do is I have certain sodas that I really love. I love kefir, I love kombucha, and I bring that with me and I will enjoy that with them, and
right.
explain, oh, I'm not drinking right now. So but I did bring something to drink. But yeah,
Yeah,
makes
it's
it easier that
it's
way.
it's interesting that you say that, because I just saw a post on Instagram earlier talking about the fact that people who engage in social drinking and eating all sorts of, fun treats at parties. Those are the fun people, right? And then if you're alone in the corner eating your healthy salad, I mean, not in the corner necessarily, but it's like you're boring. But
Yeah.
you're not boring. You're prioritizing your health, and that's much more important than being pressured into engaging in, overeating or over drinking. And when we drink more, we tend to eat more, and
Yeah.
vice versa, right? It's like if you're at a family function and the meal just keeps going and going, you're gonna drink more to go along with that, extended meal and
Yeah.
uh, whatnot. So, um, yeah, like I said, plan ahead and bring your own food. Another option is what I teach all of my clients pretty much in any kind of situation, even when you're just eating your regular meals throughout the day, is to use the plate method. I have a little plate here, and you divide up your plate. I'm use some markers. One half of the plate should be, I don't know if you can see that, one half of the plate should be green leafy vegetables that are high in fiber.
Right.
Right? About 1/4 of your plate, should be a healthy protein, and whether that's a vegetarian protein or an animal-based protein, right? So about 1/4 of the plate, or the size of your fist.
Right.
A reminder that if you are vegan or vegetarian, you need to increase the volume of protein to get the same amount as somebody who's eating a meat product.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
I
Okay.
didn't.
So just be aware, because it's higher in fiber, it's lower in protein, right? So okay. And then again, 1/8 of your plate. I don't know if you can see that. It's next to the protein. 1/8 of your plate will be a healthy fat,
Okay.
whether that's olive oil, an olive oil dressing on your salad, or your dishes are cooked in a healthy avocado oil or olive oil or coconut oil, or again, if you're drizzling some on your salad, or if you're eating olives or avocado. Pardon me?
What about cheese?
Yeah, cheese would be considered a fat, or sort of protein and fat, right? Yeah, so about a quarter, no, not 1/4, sorry, 1/8 of your plate, healthy fat, and the last eighth of your plate, the last eighth of your plate. Ooh, we can't see the. Okay, will be either starchy vegetables or whole grains, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So whole grains like organic whole grain brown rice or quinoa, pearl barley, like whatever grains,
But
right?
that's not going to be pasta in that corner, or a, white bread dinner roll or anything like that. So that's not what we're doing. We are staying away from that carbohydrate entirely. We're just going to starchy vegetables and whole grains.
Ideally, yes. Now, when it comes down to it, I would say be kind to yourself. Be proud that you're on this health journey, right? Yeah. And prioritizing your health, like be proud of that, yeah. Right? But at the end of the day, enjoy the food that's there. Enjoy your time with your family and your friends and your colleagues. Guilt-free, right? Obviously, you're not going to be doing this at every meal. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be indulging at every meal, but if you have a piece of cheesecake, or if you're having pasta with your meal, then just enjoy what you're eating. Try to incorporate the green, leafy, watery vegetables primarily, but just enjoy yourself, right? Don't feel guilty the next day, because that causes all sorts of bad emotions around food.
And fixation too. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to be like stressing yourself out beforehand or afterwards.
Yeah.
If it comes down to having some pasta or white rice or cake or mm-hmm. more starchy vegetables or grains that are or breads or pastries, whatever, just enjoy yourself, mm-hmm. and just plan for the next event to eat healthier at the next one.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And exactly. And use the 80-20 rule, right? Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So 80% of the time, or 80% of your plate can be, healthy, and then have your treat 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Right. It's exactly, because you don't want to have negative emotions associated to food. We want to try to steer away from that. Yeah. There are no good or bad foods, right? Food is either nutritionally dense or on a scale of, from processed foods having no nutritional value whatsoever to, high fiber, low glycemic vegetables being the highest in nutritional content, along with healthy proteins and healthy fats.
Yeah. That's what I've gained the most about us working together in the 15 or 17 now pounds that I've lost. It's associated with a relationship I'm building with myself, where I am kind to myself. And I do take the time to actually think a little bit more before I have a meal. I also take the time to have conversations. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes there's like a grandma figure or somebody, whoever's toiled in the kitchen for hours. And then at the end of the meal, there's that big apple pie that they bring out, and they're like, well, I made the pie crust from scratch. They already are front loaded on the fact that I'm probably not going to partake in that. So please don't be offended, mm-hmm. But I will join you for a cup of tea, or something like that. And having those conversations before I go into that scenario has really been helpful, actually, because for me, I just don't want to step on anybody's toes or make anybody feel uncomfortable, while also protecting my own autonomy and what I need from my body.
And that's right. Setting boundaries is so important.
Yeah.
Right. And letting people know that you're on a health journey. Most of the time, people will be supportive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can always indulge a little bit. It's okay. But yeah, definitely having those conversations with your family members is, really an important step.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe you might even inspire them a bit.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll follow suit, and then Or maybe every year you get to be the, point person for bringing a healthy dish to the potluck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Yes. Thank you everyone for joining us. That will be our segment for today. Please let us know in the chat if you have any other tips for staying healthy at holiday meals and keeping on track of your healthy eating and lifestyle habits.
thank you.
Thank you, Gori. Bye now.